The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.
Good morning and welcome into a Foodie Friday. Have you missed us? I know I've missed you as well, but we are super excited. Actually came up with this idea to do the James Beard Finalist series, and that's what we've been doing. Congratulations, by the way, to Lauren Knowledge with Bulk and Treat Box. If you did not hear, which you must be under a rock, if you haven't heard by now, she brought it home for St. Louis. I knew we were going to get it. We just felt like St. Louis, this was our year. I thought it was going to be either you or Lauren. Now, I felt it.
I am so excited for Lauren. That is somebody that I got so much more time to spend with her over the weekend in Chicago, and I don't think there's any more deserving person. So I couldn't be more happy for my friend.
She's incredible, and I'm going to bring that up, by the way, because I love the support of each other. It's not this competitive, like don't talk to me over here at all. St. Louis is amazing. By the way, folks, if you have not seen a Foodie Friday, it's brought to you by our friends at Salmon Brothers, and we are in the West County Salmon Brothers location, which Nick Bognar is going to tell you how much he loves this place. Every chef that comes in, they're like, "Can I have all this?"
No, this is I'm a kid in a candy store, as you say. My eyes are a little bigger than I think.
What's your favorite thing right now that you've seen?
I mean, all these built-in things, but this new oven is sick. I love this with the touch screen.
Sick.
Ooh, love that. Yeah.
Folks, if you don't know Nick, we're going to give you background first before we ever get into cooking. But let me just first congratulate you because he was one of the finalists. We had 5 finalists.
5, yeah. Which I kept bragging about all weekend, which was actually, I think a lot of people were really surprised by that. How many finalists?
They shouldn't be, because by the way, if you are outside of St. Louis, come on over because we have an incredible food scene, which you go way back growing up in the restaurant industry.
Yeah, actually a lot further than a lot of people probably realize too. Not even far from here.
So tell them all about growing up and being a little kid.
Yeah, absolutely. My mom's restaurant was Nippon. It was only a mile down the road from here in West County, and that was one of the older sushi bars in St. Louis, and I kind of grew up in that restaurant.
It's my first sushi I ever had.
Yeah, it was a lot of people's actually, which makes me really happy. It also makes me super happy to see those people back in my restaurant still dining with us and remember me as a little kid too.
Absolutely.
So cool. Yeah,
I'm sure I saw you running around.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
What did you learn from your family and then take that to your own restaurants?
You know, I think fundamentally when you think about it, you boil everything down, you know, my mom had this exceptional kind of gratefulness for her guests, serving people. You know, she was doing this for many, many years before people got James Beard Awards or people even got any kind of recognition at all. So I think it was really more about having a great job, providing a nice life for me and my family, and making sure that she could bring those people back, you know, and that was really what it was all about for her.
So I always like to do this for people who have never introduced themselves to sushi, right? They're like, sushi, I don't think I can try it.
Yeah.
How do you get them to come to the table?
Well, something that we talk about a lot is earning people's trust, right? And you can't just jump into sushi and start eating things that maybe are more common in another country like Japan, right? So Japanese sushi is kind of a thing that's catered to a different palate and growing up in a different place. Here in St. Louis, I think we're all used to certain foods that we've had all of our lives. And I think part of it is starting off with things that maybe you can enjoy that aren't so scary. And I think we're really great at that at both the restaurants. We have a lot of cooked things when the eating raw fish is a little scary for people. But I will say this, sushi is more about rice than it is about raw fish, right? So we do a ton of cooked things with sushi rolls. We do a ton of cooked nigiri too, which is actually the one that's probably the most scary for people.
Right, just
but I mean, we have A5 Wagyu beef nigiri, and it's probably one of the best bites you'll have. And who doesn't like beef? I don't know, maybe some people don't, but we do a lot of that type of stuff.
Most men will be like, I'm there for the beef.
That is the one we get a lot of the guys back with, for sure.
I will say, the very first sushi my husband ever had, we were in Nashville, and he's like, I'm on board with the beef. I can do this. I didn't know that was part of sushi.
And that's just as much sushi as it is as raw fish is. They do all kinds of stuff. We do mushrooms, we do vegetables as well. We even do vegetarian night too.
So see, now come to the table with sushi. If you're just tuning in, it's a Foodie Friday. Again, we are at the West County Salmon Brothers location. We're going to get to cooking in just a second, but I want to give you background. So he goes from his mom's restaurant, learning all of that. You were away from St. Louis for just a bit.
Yeah, I moved away for a few years, working in Austin, Texas, and then Cincinnati, Ohio, actually.
And then you decide to come back and open your first iteration in 2019.
Yeah, when I came back, it was really, my mom talking to me about all the stuff that I've been doing around the country, her thinking about kind of reinventing her restaurant, which is how we started, but also knowing that that could be a nice platform for me to actually get my own small place. So that's when we opened Indo, which was, only 40 seats at the time. It's a little bit bigger now, but that was a big deal. And it's like, without my mom's kind of paving the way for us and making sure we had a little bit of support to kind of move back and do all this stuff, then I don't think we would have been as successful, especially right away. Right. And that being said, Indo was a hit right out of the gate.
Botanical Heights.
Yes, Botanical Heights.
And so the names, first of all, we're going to go through all of them for you, but where do the names come from?
So Indo, to me, represents Indochina or the kind of the Southeast Asian just area or region, because we do pull a lot of food from all over Asia. Sure. I will say it's kind of an ambiguous name, right? It doesn't necessarily mean any one thing, and that's kind of what we wanted people to understand. The food's not just Thai, it's not just Vietnamese, it's not just Korean, it's not just Filipino. It's kind of an amalgamation of all the chefs who work there, myself, and all of our creative expression and kind of life experience as well. So a surprising restaurant is the idea.
And you just mentioned, Nick, that it was originally seat 40. How many now?
We're doing about 70 now because we have this awesome new patio. It's an all-weather patio, so you can eat there during the brutal winter and the brutal summer that we have. So it's actually really nice, no matter what the weather is, and it's really beautiful. It feels like you're outside too, so that's cool.
Folks, okay, so that was one, Indo, and back in 2019, still thriving. You went through the pandemic and survived, which is
that was
scary.
a little bit of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's amazing. Again, support of the community is huge.
Yeah, I will say that.
Continuing to come back and be able to keep these doors open. So you go from that, then in 2023, and this is the gutsiest ever. I don't know how many people came to me and said, hey, have you been to the sushi place on the hill?
Yeah.
On the hill?
Yeah.
Italian food on the hill? And you open on the hill. What made you go to the hill?
So there was a building there, the old Giovanni's, and we were actually able to negotiate the purchase of the building, which was a big thing for me and my family, being able to own our own property. Mm-hmm. But I will say, I, as a kid, loved the hill. I loved going out to eat at all those restaurants. Yep. It was funny. I was kind of a weird kid. I liked to go out to eat a lot, and I was very much a non-kids menu kid. I always thought of the hill as a place where you go have a nice dinner. And I think that's really what it comes down to. Italian food or not, that's a place where you get reservations, you go with your family, you celebrate birthdays, special occasions. I think I spent probably about 5 birthdays in a row at Charlie Gito's there, which was probably my favorite restaurant across the street. You go there to eat dinner, and you drive for dinner, and then you go somewhere else to a party or to drink, or you go anywhere else. And we're not really the type of restaurant that you can just stroll into and maybe know what's going on. So we wanted to be part of that scene, fine dining, gathering spot, and a special occasion kind of area, or whatever you want to call it.
And where did that name come from? Sado,
another 4-letter word, of course, but Sado actually means tea ceremony. And in Japan, the tea ceremony is a place where all people are welcome. You have a similar ceremony no matter where you are in Japan, so it brings a place of comfort for people in all different regions in Japan, and it's a place where you can feel like there's not going to be any issues. Back when there was the feudal age, you weren't allowed to bring your sword into the tea house, so it was a place of peace, and it was for everyone. And so we wanted Sado to be a sushi restaurant that anyone could go to, feel welcome, and like we were talking about earlier, all levels of sushi diner, so that you can learn and kind of get used to it a little bit.
Well, and the good thing is having someone to, and this is the great thing about your team, even if you're not there greeting the guests because you have multiple restaurants, the team is able to ease somebody in to say, okay, look,
absolutely.
We'll guide you through the menu.
That's actually something we do really well at. It's almost like learning a whole new language, trying to come in to eat at our restaurant, and the menu is, we did this on purpose. We wanted the restaurant to be the menu to be a little larger than you could eat in one seating, And
so you have to come back.
Yeah, so you have to come back, and we want you to kind of have like, okay, last time I tried this, and there's always going to be something new for you. The servers are pretty great at that, and they can take care of your whole order if you like that too.
We're running through the restaurants. Again, Nick Bognar is my guest. So Indo, Sado, Pavilion. Now this is gastronomy to the nth degree.
Yeah.
18 courses?
Yeah, we're doing 18 courses, all very small bites.
Yes.
I will say I tend to start off a little big, so we were giving people maybe a little too much food at the beginning, and thinking about my own diet versus other people.
You have to be here through tomorrow morning.
Yeah. But I will say I think we have it just so perfect now, just right amount of food, very small bites, one at a time, so that you can kind of experience 18 different explosions or just surprises and just fun things that you're not expecting. I will say, it's a little bit of a longer thing, so it really is about the dinner, and I will say that. Yeah, so I think a lot of people are enjoying that now, and I mean, so that's our more special occasion, kind of the spearhead of what we do when we're experimenting or playing with really fine dining ingredients and just things that are a little bit less ordinary than the rest of the
And by the way, we're going to put everything up on the screen for you so you know where these are. Reservations for all?
Reservations for all, yeah. Yeah.
And then, spring of 27, Cow Soy Cowboy.
Yeah, Cow Soy Cowboy. Which sounds a lot different than the other restaurants on purpose, right?
What is that going to be?
So, you know, Cow Soy Cowboy is kind of another expression, I think, of myself in a fun way, but my family's from Thailand, and Thai food is something that I always wanted to revert back to cooking. We do a little bit of Thai food at Indo, but it's always, you know, kind of served in a different way, and this is gonna be probably my most casual, most rustic, kind of just straightforward place, but in a way just fun and not what you would expect from a Thai restaurant.
And where's that going to be located?
This is gonna be on Locust, so right by the Fox Theater.
Oh,
yeah.
Yay! We're always looking for places to eat before
I will
a good
say
show.
that Grand Central Arts District right there
amazing.
is just coming up, and we wanted to be part of that. It was a huge motivator for me choosing that location, and I can't wait to be one of the places where you grab dinner before or after the show.
And we didn't say, by the way, Pavilion is right there by...
Pavilion is inside of Sado.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So there you go, folks. These are all the places that you can go to. We are going to take a break. We're going to let you know what we're making. But before we do so, how fun was Chicago?
Chicago was too much fun, I would say, actually.
It's like I just woke up from my hangover.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Well, congratulations again to Lauren, but to Nick, to Vicia, to Louie, to Robin. We have some incredible food, and I mentioned this before. All the support that I see in the restaurant community. I've been doing a food show, I don't even know how long. We used to do it on KMOX for 8 years, and then we started this a few years ago. And every single chef that always comes in is like, oh my gosh, I have to support this one and this one. I love it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a whole family.
Yeah. We have a ton of just pound for pound amazing restaurants here. I think we all could say, like, you know, more stuff would be great.
Yep.
But the ones that are here are pretty awesome.
Yeah, see? It's a brother and a sisterhood. We love it. Okay, so chef, what are we making today?
So we're going to make a dish from our menu that's the sake yaki. It's something that we do all the time, but we just kind of change up the sauces and change what comes with it. Okay. But we're always doing dry aged salmon. So we, you know, our salmon ages like steak, but not very long. And what that does is allows that skin to get very crispy, but it also makes the salmon very just buttery and melt in your mouth. So starting with a really great product there. But also the reason why I wanted to do this was this is really just all about this awesome sauce that we're doing. And it's something that I feel like is very St. Louis to me. So it's an apple honey beurre blanc with a little bit of fish sauce. It's a little bit of that Thai flavor to it.
Sake yaki.
Sake yaki. So that just means grilled salmon.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm going to say now.
Yeah, it is grilled salmon.
Over, yeah. They're like, or what do you make? I thought you were making salmon. No, I'm making this. So this would be at which restaurant?
This is at Indo, actually.
Indo.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to talk about Thai, by the way, and I'm going to give you a good story about the very first time I went to a Thai restaurant. We're having fun on a Foodie Friday from the Salmon Brothers West County location. Remember them when it comes time for you having new appliances. Support those that support us. Don't go anywhere. More with Nick Bognar when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the in spa.
Welcome back to a Foodie Friday. Thrilled to have you along with us. You're watching The Real Monica Adams Show. We are at the Salmon Brothers West County location, and we are with Nick Bognar. We just ran through all the different restaurants that are in existence and the one that's coming in the spring. And we told you we're getting ready to cook. All right, so we're going to use the stove and the oven, right?
We're going to use the stove and the oven, yeah.
So I ask every chef this. Gas, induction, electric.
I'm a big gas guy. I'm not going to lie. And I think that's probably what most chefs would say. And I think it's also because that's what we're used to. But I will say the induction burners of now are so much better than when I first started using them. And I use induction at the restaurant because sometimes you need something portable. Also, sometimes you need a little stovetop in like the little corner of a room where your pastry chef works.
Absolutely. So if you have not introduced yourself to induction, come into the showroom and ask them about it because it's super cool.
It's much better than it used to be. Absolutely.
How fast it is. All right, but we're going to use gas because gas is king.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do we start with? Yes.
So we're going to start by making this sauce. So this is the apple honey beurre blanc. Yeah. So it's actually a very simple sauce, and we're just, you know, I think something that's cool about this recipe is it can kind of show you how we can make something that's really simple or something that maybe you've seen before, and just with a little bit of fish sauce and like a way we set it up with the rest of the dish, it becomes something completely different, which is kind of cool. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil in here, and I'm gonna also start it with just a tiny bit of butter.
We have a lot of butter there today.
Yeah, that's more than I'm gonna use. But it's better safe than sorry, am I right?
Yes.
So of course here I have some Granny Smith apples, and the cool thing about this is we're gonna actually blend this sauce, so I don't have to do any hardcore cutting that might be difficult or whatever. So I'm just going to do some kind of chunks with all this stuff too.
And so we'll give you a rundown of everything we're using in case you want to try to make this at home. So why a Granny Smith?
It has that little bit more of a tart flavor, and it comes through. We're going to cook the apples a little bit as well. So when that happens, if I'm using something a little softer or a little bit less, acidic, it's all just going to kind of disappear. So we want to make sure we get that apple flavor in the sauce, especially when we're adding that much butter to it. It's just going to kind of get lost if we take too long.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this works really nice. This is
so
good.
from prep to tasting, how long would this recipe be?
Oh, I don't think it would take you more than, this is a bad question for me because I'm a little quicker than the average one, I think. And my wife always tells me that, you're so fast.
And he just had, when did you get married?
4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think my 4-week anniversary is this weekend or something.
He goes to Hawaii for his honeymoon.
Yeah, I'm
and he goes
doing pretty
and
well.
Celebrates in Chicago for James Beard. You've had a good month.
Yeah, I've had an amazing month, I will say. A little exhausting, but amazing.
Okay, so for
two
you,
Granny Smith apples just kind of cut into a large dice. Sorry, no, I don't mean to interrupt you.
For you, this would be faster, but for the home cook, you would think it would take...
I think you could probably do this in an hour easy.
Okay.
Maybe I would do it in an hour if I was just kind of, having a few glasses of wine or something like that.
Absolutely. Okay, that's
I do love to cook very slowly at home.
What would you... I like that. Slow. You're all about experience. What would you pair with this dish?
Maybe a little white wine. I love white wine.
You
Something a little on the dry side, minerality.
Okay.
This would be really great with the apple. I would say probably something that is a little less light and apple-y. So maybe
Sauv Blanc?
A Sauv Blanc would probably be the obvious choice. I would maybe do like a little Riesling with this actually, because it's going to be a little fatty.
Okay.
And that fat might be nice to cut with that Riesling. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a Viognier.
Actually, yeah, that might be the perfect one. Nice. I'm trying to remember
all
my wine.
I'm
trying to remember all my wine tips here from my old sommelier that I love. So of course, one shallot as well. And like I said, the cool thing is I don't really have to dice this very much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these kind of soften, but I want to get a little bit of color onto these shallots and these apples too. So just activating those sugars and just not too much color.
Okay, I promised to tell you my Thai story.
Oh yeah, I want to hear this.
So I went to a Thai restaurant and I love spice, like really, really hot.
And then, I know where this is going.
So I went in and he's like, what do you want? Like level 1 to 5. And I said 5. And he goes, no, like really, what level do you want? And I said 5. And so the entire team there, they were like, there's no way she can handle a 5. I swear I felt like I was one of the animals at the zoo. They were staring at me, watching me eat, waiting for me to not be able to handle it.
As someone who grew up in Thai restaurants, this is a common occurrence, and we all want to know. And the problem with that, I think some people can absolutely handle it, but then also every restaurant has their different version of
it depends on
number
who's
5.
in the kitchen, right?
Absolutely,
you can go for a 5 and it'd be a 5, and then go in and it'd be like a 1. But yes, I ate it. They poured me some iced tea. I still had like only about that much that I took out, and the guy came over and they stood next to me. They went like this. I'm impressed.
That's pretty cool. Nice. Actually, that is a great sign.
I was like,
That's cool.
I go, I want your level Thai. And they're
You
like,
never
okay.
know, man.
No, I know. It's true.
Okay, so once I get a little bit of color, I can probably move on. I'm going to let this get a little bit hotter. This thing is actually really hot.
These are good appliances.
Yeah, these are great appliances.
Look, now he knows where to come when he's buying for his kitchen.
It's hot fast, which is a big deal.
So again, we are making salmon today, which you don't even know this, but I am a huge, huge, huge salmon fan.
Oh, great! You're gonna.
So we didn't know what he was going to pick.
You're gonna love this.
Yes. Now that's the other thing is people think they have to take the skin off of the fish.
Well, okay, so when we get all of our fish, we actually get all of our fish whole, and then we dry age it, which is something that a lot of people don't know about. So it's actually like a method that's just like steak. It tenderizes things and it kind of concentrates flavor as well. And it's kind of quick. So about a week of dry aging will allow this skin to get even crispier. And if we cook it correctly, we can make that skin really delicious, like a little chicharron or some crispy skin like that. Okay. Now, some people love it, some people don't, which is no big deal. But I will say the actual salmon itself after dry aging is just absolutely incredible.
By itself, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to just turn this down just a little bit. I got nice color on this, and I'm just starting to soften that. And so this is honey. This is about, a quarter cup of honey that I'm going to put into this. And that's going to add a nice little bit of sweetness to this sauce here. And then I got a little bit of white wine as well.
Again, an apple beurre blanc.
Yep, apple beurre blanc.
I don't think I've ever had that kind of a sauce with
just
salmon.
a little fun. I've seen it in a few places, And then now what we're gonna do is just reduce this honey and white wine combination until it's almost gone.
Okay.
Which is gonna take a little second. So I'm gonna probably get the salmon going at the same time here.
So let me ask you to pick, it's gonna be like when you have kids, picking your favorites. What's your favorite at Indo?
My favorite at Indo? God, that's such a good question. Okay, so there's a dish called the lob.
The lob?
Lob, yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's actually a traditional Thai dish, but it's something that you don't see the way we do it very often.
Okay.
And that is because we do a raw lamb tartare, which sounds kind of crazy to
Oh,
people.
yeah.
And it's actually a version that comes from northern Thailand. It's something that my grandmother made all the time.
Oh, I love
and
it.
when I put it on the menu, it was really to almost pay homage to my grandmother. But I will say it has become one of our most popular dishes, and it's raw lamb that it is naturally going to be a little gamey, but the amount of spice and flavor that we put into that dish causes that gaminess to really just go away. And you have this lovely rich tartare. We serve it with little rice crackers, and I will say it's a very surprising dish.
Yeah.
And maybe a little polarizing, but it is something that I think is very uniquely us, and it's probably one of my favorite.
But that's what I want. I always ask people to get out of their comfort zone and
Absolutely.
try different cultures and ask the chefs and the team, what should I try here? Oh, is it too far out of your comfort zone? Or get something for the table to try out.
Yeah.
Just regular salt?
So I have a little bit of kosher salt. I like a little bit of a thicker grain. I think most chefs like a little kind of like a chunkier kosher salt, right?
Okay, so
and then I'm just
Indo.
going to put a couple little spores onto the skin side of the salmon just to help it.
Open
Nothing crazy yet.
up. Okay, so Sado.
Sado, yeah. Favorite dish? Actually, this is another one. I guess I'm always just kind of throwing it back to my family, but my mom had a dish at her restaurant down the street in Iponte called the tuna tartare. And I actually, it's a simple dish. And when tuna tartare started to become more popular, she had already had it on her menu, which I always think was really cool. And it's just really, really nice tuna, Thai chilies, garlic, some candied cashews that we make into a tartare, season it really nicely, and you eat that with, it's just clean, but it also really highlights how quality our tuna is, which is something that I think.
I would definitely go to that. What is the spiciest thing of?
The lob is really spicy,
Okay,
actually.
I'm
I think you
coming in for the
you
lob.
might really like that, actually.
Okay.
We do a couple curries that are pretty spicy as well.
I love curry.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to think that when we do spicy food, it's like perfect, and that's kind of something that we do on purpose.
And the thing, and you'll obviously stress this, there's one thing to say you like something spicy and it just kills your taste buds and it's just,
True.
that's silly. I love spice that still tastes amazing.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
But I will sit there and my friends will go, okay, you're starting to sweat. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
That means it's good. It means it's perfect hot for me.
That's true.
Folks, if you're just tuning in, this is a Foodie Friday. We're having fun at the Salmon Brothers Kitchen in West County. Nick Bognar, again, multiple restaurants, another one coming in the spring. And today, we're cooking up some salmon for all you salmon fans.
So we're reducing that apple, shallot, honey, and wine mixture, and that's getting closer. And then so I'm going to get the salmon seared and hopefully into the oven for a little bit, which it's probably my favorite way to cook salmon. So what I'm going to focus on is making sure that I get this skin crispy. So I'm honestly just going to wait for this olive oil to have a little bit of smoke. I've seasoned just the skin side, or not the skin side, excuse me, just the flesh side.
The flesh side.
Yeah, just so it doesn't draw any moisture out of the skin, really.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let this just hang out for a minute, and then I'm going to, as soon as I get it kind of seared in there, I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit too.
So you're going to take it from here and then put it in the oven?
Yeah, and I'm not even going to like flip it over or anything too, because I think that's actually kind of the best way to make sure that skin gets really nicely cooked.
Why do you prefer to do the salmon in the oven?
To me, it's just easier to control as well. Like I could do it in here and I could kind of slowly do it, flip it over, all that stuff. But I think if I'm cooking at home, I'm just going to stick it in the oven, poke it when it's ready and it'll be perfect.
And so when people are introducing themselves to salmon, because now I'm going to go into the people, before we said, who doesn't like beef? But then you've got beef guys who say, I'm not doing seafood.
We're great at changing people's minds, I will say. But I think salmon's a great introductory to
I
that.
agree.
That being said, though, some people don't like salmon and they might be into something a little bit different than that. So sometimes I feel like there are people who will surprise you and they'll like things that aren't typically the first seafood thing that you give them
And
to
then
try.
they come back to
and
it.
it might be because they don't really love salmon that much. And that happens.
That was my husband, but
that
now
is
he
the thing.
loves salmon.
Yeah, the thing about fish is there's a huge spectrum of different fish. There's oily fish, there's fatty fish.
Buttery.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's finding the right thing that you enjoy, not giving up on it.
Yep.
And making sure that you're going to a place that, prepares things correctly
Okay,
too. Which is
that's the part I wanted you to say.
That is a thing.
Before we take another break, always bring yourself back to the table, because if someone has done it wrong and you have an avergence to it, you just have to keep trying. I told you, my husband was like, nope, Monica, I know you love salmon, but nope, I'm not having salmon. And I said, I'm telling you, you haven't had it done right. Now he goes to a restaurant, I'm like, look at you ordering salmon.
Yeah,
What the heck?
I think it can be amazing. And the amount of people that I feel like have started with salmon that didn't enjoy it and then came back to it, it's very common,
I think it
especially
was
at my
because it
restaurant.
was dry.
Absolutely.
They didn't cook it right.
Absolutely.
It should be like butter.
All right, so this is getting nice and seared. I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the oven.
Okay. we're gonna take a break. We're gonna get this
Let's
in
do
the
it.
oven. This is, again, the salmon dish that you can find. This is again at Sado?
This
Or
is at Indo.
Sorry,
Yep.
at Indo. So you can
We
find
do
this.
another salmon dish at Sado.
So this is on the menu?
Yes, this is
Okay.
on the menu.
So there you go. You can go in and order it. I also want you to order the lob, though. Maybe I'll join you there. We'll
I
get a
think you
little
should
spicy.
try the lob.
I'm going to.
I think you're gonna
You're
love
going
it.
to see me in there. Okay, more with Nick Bognar at the Salmon Brothers West County location for our Foodie Friday when we return. Am I healing the Parkinson's? But I am helping it subside. I'm helping him feel better.
Oh, definitely.
Not only in the moment, but sometimes for the next day or maybe even a couple days. And that's why he keeps coming back. If it didn't feel good, you wouldn't come back.
Yeah, I
And
look
she
forward
said
to
he
it.
won't have tremors when he's on the table. And I don't know why that happens, but she'll tell me he doesn't tremor when he's on the table. So for whatever release is in his body for that period of time, it's been very beneficial.
So you just find yourself being able to calm and be in the
Exactly,
moment?
I'm more relaxed and calm.
Welcome back to a Foodie Friday. We're having fun. I think you always need to know what's going on in the break. We're just
should
sharing
be fun.
stories. Food is always, yes.
Food should be
Come to the table. Nick Bognar, again, Indo, Sado, Pavilion, Cow Soy Cowboy coming in the spring of 27.
I like the way you say that.
Cow Soy Cowboy. Okay, so we went like this, like peekaboo.
Yeah, I'm taking a peek. It's going really quick because I think these appliances are awesome.
Well, we shouldn't
So
open
it's
it
going a
too
little
often.
faster than I thought.
He's having a blast with the
But I do like, it
appliances.
feels very professional, like my stuff at my restaurant, which is a big deal. It makes a big difference.
Do you feel like you're at home?
I wish this felt like my home.
This can be
This
in
could
your
be.
home, by
Yeah,
the way.
I have a pretty nice kitchen, though, I will say. So now I have added some cream to that reduction,
Okay.
too. So the reduction starts to get super dry, and right as it starts to bubble up and most of that liquid is reduced, I'm going to add a little cream just to kind of stabilize it.
Okay.
And just make sure that my apples and stuff are nice and smooth.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much good. So I've got this off to the side now. My apples are nice and smooth. I've added a little bit of salt, and then I'm just going to put a dash of fish sauce. And just about a teaspoon. That's something that's a little bit strong, and we just want to make sure that we don't put too much in there.
I love the fact, and you really did. I watch all these chefs. You did just a little bit of salt.
Just a tiny bit. We can always
Because
add
it's-
more later. Yeah.
But I see that there's so many chefs that I used to challenge. I'm like, put something else in it. You guys put too much salt. They're like, you know what? I'm going to agree with you, Monica. It
Yeah,
is
some other type of
overused.
salt is nice, actually.
Yes.
So that's why I'm using the fish sauce too, and that gives it a little bit of depth of flavor.
All right,
So
olive
these
oil
are
again.
actually, yeah, these are actually tomatoes, cherry tomatoes
Charred.
that we've charred, and we marinate that in a sweet rice wine called mirin. So I'm just going to heat these back up, but these would be super easy to make, and you could actually just char your own cherry tomatoes and then put them with some honey too if you like that. We just like that little bit of extra sweetness. So nothing too crazy there, okay? So I'm just going to stick these in the oven to get them nice and warm.
Well,
as
and this is a great time for this because you've got all the ingredients so fresh. Go support farmers markets and get fresh, fresh, fresh.
Oh yeah, absolutely, especially with tomatoes. As something like, okay, I'm gonna make something nice, I'm gonna have a nice dinner. You know, you don't want to skimp on the ingredients.
No.
Like I think about something, I go to Bull Yards for
Yep.
for a
For
nice. If I'm gonna have a
meat,
steak, I'm gonna
yep.
get a nice steak, right?
Maplewood, by the
something a
way.
little bit extra. And if I'm gonna get some nice vegetable, I want to make a nice tomato salad or something. Those tomatoes from the farmers market are gonna be a lot better than what you could do usually.
Well, right, because you'll go and have somebody will make it and you'll be like, why does it taste different? Because
Yeah,
they started with
absolutely.
the right ingredients.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna kind of make sure this doesn't taste bad. Sorry, I'm one of those guys. I do wash my hands, so we're gonna.
Yes, I
So
witnessed.
a little sweet, a little bit of high acid, and then just a little bit of that fish sauce flavor too. So nicely seasoned. I should put a little bit more of that too.
Just a little
Yeah,
dash
yeah.
of fish
So then
sauce.
to make this sauce, we're actually gonna blend it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna just dump this sauce into
Okay.
my blender here.
And then what are these other ingredients we have over here?
Those are for finishing up the dish, right? So
What
we
is
have
this?
those tomatoes that we already did. That is our furikake. So that's a combination of seaweed and
Say
little
again?
crunch. Furikake. Yeah. So that is like all these,
Furikake.
all these little crunchy bits, crispy tapioca, crispy seeds, seaweed, crispy
Which is
fried
great for
onions,
you, by
all
the
mixed
way.
together. Yeah, it's really good for you. It's good for your skin too.
Yes, good for your skin, your hair, your nails. Eat seaweed.
And then next to that we have some fried capers, which I think is a little
Capers.
more usual for people.
Yes. Little kids are at home saying, Mommy, did she say caca?
Yeah, probably. The words are going to be weird. I promise you'll probably be fine.
Okay, and then we're going through the restaurants. There's 18 courses. How do you pick one? What's your favorite at Pavilion?
Okay, so we have kind of a signature dish that we started doing made with sardines, actually. So they're Japanese sardines that we cure and marinate ourselves, which is pretty awesome. We make that into a toast.
Okay.
And then we've kind of gone crazy with it. So it started as just a sardine toast, and now we do like black garlic aioli on it. We do a succotash that goes over the top, crispy leeks, all this other stuff. And I will say it's probably one of the most surprising things we do. If sardines sound a little scary to you, it's crazy good. If sardines aren't scary to you, you're going to just absolutely die over this thing.
The heavens will open.
Yeah, it's house-made brioche. I mean, it's really cool. It's a collaborative dish between a lot of the team, and it's one of the favorite things we do for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to check this salmon.
Yep.
Just make sure, because it is moving. Oh yeah, we're almost cooked already.
Okay. We're going to blend.
Yeah, we're going to blend. Okay. So I have some cold butter here, and then I have my sauce that's kind of been stabilized, and it's just kind of warm now. I'm just going to get it going. Oh God.
We need a lid.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah, isn't that your lid?
Yeah, no, I just want to, because I want to be able to add the butter. So now I'm going to start putting butter into this one by one, and it's gonna thicken up the sauce.
I'm stepping back, Chef.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's this
is for the blooper
that's
reel.
normal stuff for us.
This is true.
And then I'm just gonna turn it up a little bit while it thickens.
We have a down soldier.
And you'll be able to tell when it gets thick because it'll stop splashing everywhere too. All right, I think we're good.
That was fun.
So it's kind of an easy way to do beurre blanc, but I will say you can also use like one of those immersion blenders too,
yeah.
and you can add the butter like that, which I think is more useful, like more common in a house or something like that, right?
Okay.
Cool, so now we have our sauce there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put it back into the pot because that probably is gonna be nice.
Ooh, nice and thick.
Yeah, nice and thick, nice and smooth. You can see how it's thickened after adding all that cold butter to it.
Okay, folks, again, Foodie Friday. We are with Nick Bognar. We are making a good salmon dish. If you don't like salmon, bring yourself back to the table and let him do it, by the way. Then start to learn some things.
That's actually true. We're great at showing people how to enjoy things that maybe they haven't had before.
Yes.
This is something that I'm pretty proud of, actually.
You should
So
be.
just a little bit of salt and a little bit more of that fish sauce to finish it, okay?
Okay.
Cool.
And then...
is there like, you know what? Is there like an UV glove of some sort?
UV glove.
Yeah, that's what.
Let's see if we have an UV glove. While I ask you this, what do you think from, you said it would be like an hour for a home chef. Do we have an UV glove? Middle?
Oh, here we go.
Ah,
there
here we
she
go.
is, yeah.
Look it.
Yeah, that's nice.
What would be the difficulty factor from a 1
maybe
to
just-
5
you know,
forks?
maybe
No,
just-
1 to 5 chopsticks.
Oh, difficulty? I would say this is a nice even 3.
Oh, that's not bad. We haven't done
Pairs of
chopsticks.
chopsticks or
Zach,
just
give me some
single
chopsticks.
All right, so this is probably really hot.
Okay.
But the cool thing about cooking salmon in the oven is I can just make sure that I know that it's just firm enough.
That looks
And for me,
gorgeous.
depending on how big the piece of salmon is or whatever, I can kind of adjust it just a little bit. But it shouldn't be like so firm that you can't push into it just a little bit.
That's when it's too dried out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you don't want it to be too dried out. And
Is
one
it
of the
also
cool
the
things about
coloring?
salmon, I will say salmon is pretty forgiving, I think, actually. Like, you can really cook it before it starts to taste really bad, and you can kind of adjust from there. So, like, every time you do it, one time, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. And then, yeah, you'll see that it's shrunken just a little bit.
Well, and the coloring, are you also looking at the coloring?
I'm looking at the skin just to make sure that looks nice and crispy to me.
It looks pretty. It's nice and coral.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that the skin looks crispy.
Okay, so then from here, what do we do?
All right, so we're going to make the dish. We're going to plate it. You ready?
Yep.
Let me scoot over here just a little bit.
Let's switcheroo.
So one thing that is, if we make sure that our pan is hot enough when we put it in to sear it, and then we don't mess with it too much, hopefully even, we have this nice, beautiful looking skin here. So that's good. I was a little worried about
I think he knows, because it was cooking
well, because
fast.
I've never done it before here, so you never know. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get my spoon. And I will say there's a few different ways to plate this, but I would probably like to do it where I'm gonna do a little sauce on the plate first. So nice beurre blanc that we've got thickened up here.
He knows what he's doing. You think?
I like to
How many
think
nods
so.
have you gotten from James Beard?
I have 7.
7?
Now. Yeah, 7.
It's coming.
So that's pretty good.
It's coming for you.
Oh, sorry, I like my chopsticks here.
I was just going to say.
Not a lot. I don't know if
No,
you
I
need
want
to
to
use
bring
these,
that
but-
up. I was going to say it earlier. Have you noticed the entire time that he is doing all of his cooking with chopsticks? Have you always done that?
Yeah. It takes a little bit of practice, but it becomes kind of preferred because you can kind of almost do anything with it with chopsticks,
All right, I'm trying this. I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
done
you-
this before.
And then these are our cherry tomatoes.
Okay.
I'm just going to I like to kind of do things like a little natural.
So coming back from, what did you all do in Chicago besides party?
We ate, we had a lovely team dinner with a bunch of my friends, like a bunch of our employees. Sorry, I said friends, but employees and friends, right?
They become friends. It's
and,
family.
Yeah, of course. And then we all had drinks a few times, but I'm not gonna lie, I was going to bed pretty early.
Really?
Yeah, because I was exhausted. We had events the whole day, though.
How long were you there?
Different cocktail parties and stuff, and all kinds of fun welcoming parties. And when you're a finalist, you get to go to all this cool stuff.
Yeah, of
which
course.
is really great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there since Friday, so I was pretty done. I was pretty dead.
You're like, I do not eat any more food.
Yeah,
White towel.
So we have our sauce. We have our cherry tomatoes that have been charred, and then we're going to do a little bit of that crunchy furikake.
Furikake. That's the word of the day.
Yeah, which I like to just put on the dry part so it stays kind of crispy.
What is the craziest thing you've ever used in a dish?
Craziest?
Yeah.
Oh, we use some pretty crazy stuff all the time.
I know.
I will say this. Most people don't eat sea urchin. We use it a lot.
Okay.
So I love sea urchin.
I have had that.
Yeah, so we use a lot of sea urchin. I don't know. What else
I think
is
we
crazy?
actually made that with Casa d'Alfonso on, right?
You did? Wow,
Yes.
okay. Maybe not that crazy
Come
anymore.
on, get crazier.
Oh, God, let me...
Hey, you guys have a blowtorch as a dinosaur at one of the restaurants,
that's
don't
me.
you?
I made that. Yeah, I invented that.
That's at Pavilion?
That's at Pavilion. You have to go to Pavilion to see that.
Yes, I've seen a picture.
All right,
I'm
so
like, that's
finishing touch here, we do the fried capers, and then this is actually mint oil. Because it looks so nice, but it's a great finish.
See, that's just Instagram
And there we are.
worthy.
Voila.
That's Instagram worthy.
Hopefully.
That's pretty. Come on, everybody, in the back. All the way in the back.
There we go. It actually looks pretty good.
Okay, you're going to try that with me.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to see how good
This
of a
should be
chef
edible.
you are.
Oh, God.
He's going to get the award from us. Okay, everybody, we're going to wrap things up on a Foodie Friday. Nick Bognar will let you know where all of his restaurants are. And I'd love to also know a future restaurant or chef you would like to have us on the show. You can shoot me a message at info@therealmonicaadams.com. Time to taste when we
Let's do
return.
it.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Welcome back as we wrap up our Foodie Friday. Nick Bognar, again, Indo, Sado, Pavilion, and ready, say it with me, Cowboy,
Cowboy.
Cowboy,
Cowboy. Yeah, we got it.
We are going to taste, and it's a good thing because he just said, I'm kind of hungry.
I am kind of hungry.
Well, aren't we
I've
lucky?
worked up an appetite.
There's food here. He's done the work for us. Okay,
Yeah, please.
we're going to do this together.
Are we going to do it together? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
See how the skin is just nice and crackling? That's a good sign. We like that. I'm just going to get a little bit.
That. Okay, we can use fingers.
I would, I like to, I get involved
Taste.
here. Yeah.
Just get into it.
Get a little bit of everything.
Okay.
There we go. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Dink.
Oh, I already tasted the sauce.
It's good. It's a little sweet.
Oh, it's delish. Oh, that's very good. I love that crunchiness of all of it together. The capers. I don't think I've ever had capers
Little fried
like that.
capers? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great. And you can actually put them in, you could take your capers, you put them in the air fryer, and you can get the exact same thing.
I'm going back for more.
It's nice, right? The little bit of acid from the tomato helps out. The sauce is a little bit of a sweeter sauce, which, sometimes I love.
But it's not overpowering sweet.
Right, it's good. It's nice and creamy.
That's delish. Cheers to you.
Got a lot going on there. Thank you.
No, thank you. Folks, we're going to put all the information on the screen. Remember, reservations, Indo, Sado, Pavilion. You can make them right now. Spring of 27, they will be opening Cow Soy Cowboy, so be looking for that as well. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me.
I will be coming in, and I'm going to have you make me some really good spicy
Yeah, well,
food.
we can go even crazier at the restaurant.
Exactly. We're going to get there. Folks, as I mentioned
Awesome.
before, restaurants and chefs you would like for us to have on. We love doing these Foodie Fridays just as much as you enjoy watching them. We're going to continue, by the way, with all these incredible finalists that we had for the James Beard Award into July, so look forward for that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy your day, and manja.
Manja. I'm half Italian now, so.
Exactly.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.